the head angle, which is actually 64 degrees.
Oh!
Alright, what's going on guys? We're here with a brand new bike for 2020. Now this is the Norco Sight A1. I've got it in an extra large size. We're out here at Castle Hill. We're going to be going for a shred. I'm going to be telling you about some of the specs on this bike, so let's get straight into the video. Alright, so as I was saying, this is a brand new platform for the 2020 model Sight. It's had a few pretty big changes compared to the 2019 model. They've actually slackened the head angle out to 64 degrees, which is 2.5 degrees more than the last year's Sight. They've also increased the suspension travel to 160mm up the front and then 150mm on the rear. Compared to last year's Sight, which was 10mm less than that, they're definitely going for more of an all-mountain style rig. The optic is actually sort of replacing last year's Sight with bumping up the travel and head angles on that one as well. So one of the other really drastic changes that they've made to the 2020 model is the seat angle. Now this is actually 4 degrees steeper than the previous model, bringing it to 77 to 78 degrees, which pretty much means that it's putting you in a lot more efficient climbing position, being that the front wheel is so far in front of you now on this longer travel sort of bike. So they've also managed to put a 200mm dropper post on the extra large model, and I believe it's 170mm dropper for the medium and the large. The other thing that Norco have done with having that 200mm dropper is they've increased the seat post diameter to 34.9 degrees, which is pretty uncommon on this sort of bike, but it definitely makes for a really stiff seat post. Being the extra travel, you just want to have it nice and stiff, so there's no flex in it. I'm really looking forward to riding a 200mm dropper post. I haven't done it before. I've got really long legs, so every time I have my dropper post at the height that it's meant to be, as soon as it's at its lowest point, it's sometimes not enough. So I'm really keen to see how this goes, because the seat's going to be pretty much right out of the way. Guys, for anyone wondering what the weird noises in the background of this video are, it's the animals. It's all the insects we have in Australia, all the cicadas and weird little creatures. So sorry if you guys are like, what's that noise in the background? It's annoying, but it's not really something I can control. So this is the top of the line alloy model, so it's the A1. So starting up in the cockpit, we've got your Code RSC SRAM brakes, which are a 4-pot brake. They have contact pad adjust, and I haven't ridden them before, so I've only just bedded them in. I'm pretty keen. They feel really good modulation, so keen to give them a bit of a rip. I've got the deity bars up top as well. Depending how you pronounce it, that might be wrong, but I've also paired them up with the ODI grips, but they do come with the really nice ergons that everyone seems to love. They didn't feel too bad, but just as a personal preference, I always put these ODIs on. Obviously you got the alloy frame. This bike comes in at 16 kilos as well in the extra large size model, which, as I've now learnt, weight is definitely not a bad thing after riding quite a few e-bikes. Moving on down to the fork, you got the RockShox Lyric Ultimate with this really cool chrome sticker decal set. 160mm travel, super keen to give this a go, feel really soft. But I'll be able to tell you a bit more about that once I've actually ridden them. I've also paired them up just with the RockShox mudguard behind there. SRAM Eagle GX 12-speed shifter up top. Obviously paired up with the same drivetrain, so you get the 10 to 50 2.3 cassette, which is a massive climbing gear, but also a really high gear, so pretty well spec'd on this bike. The wheels are 29er E13, laced up to the DT Swiss hubs. You can get this also in a 27.5-inch version. And we're just running Maxxis Minion DHR on the front, and then on the rear, and then a DHF on the front, which is obviously all tubeless, got all the good stuff on those tires. And for the rear shock, we got the 150mm RockShox Super Deluxe Select Plus with the piggyback, with that crazy looking suspension linkage there. So Super keen, guys. That's some of the specs on this bike. We're running the Ergon saddle, 200mm dropper post, 34.9. We can talk about the specs and geometry and numbers and everything all day, but the real test happens when you go out and ride this thing. So, oh, we forgot one thing. Got the signature Yewww sticker. Guys, link in description. If you want one, they come in white and black. They look sick. Guys, you know what I'm thinking? We break in the bike by hitting this drop right next to the car park. I don't even think I've bedded these brakes in yet, but this thing's pretty big. Let's give it a shot. There's two different line choices. There's the actual drop and then this. I'm gonna hit this first just to warm up. Then we'll see if we might hit the big one. My brakes are not even bedded yet. Let's hit it again. Alright. Oh! I think I bottomed out. Holy, that's sick. Handled it like a beast though. Right, so we're just out here climbing up the fire road, and what I will say is this saddle is so comfy. I've never ridden an Ergon saddle before, but man, it's good. I'm not even wearing Nicks either because I'm not doing a very big ride. Yeah, it's comfy. In the seating position, my head is pretty much over the stem and it's an extra large. So it's definitely good for climbing up the hills. Keeps the front wheel down, puts you in a really good position. Which on an all mountain bike, if you want one bike to do it all, that's what you want. All right, time to put this bad boy to the test. Whew. First one's gonna be down World Cup, which is the one we just filmed on, so we're gonna piece it all together. First ride on the new Norco Sight A1 2020. Phew! Let's get into it. Feels good, man. First time riding any sort of pedal bike since my Giants, which I had like 3 of. So feels good. First alloy bike since my 2018 brain as well. Woo! 29er. I've actually never even ridden a normal 29-inch enduro bike, only the e-bike, which was 29 front, 27 back. Whoa, slippery out here. Oh no, I missed the gap. I hit something. Woo. It's literally my first ride down any trail on this bike. Feels good, really dialed. These brakes feel good too. It's really planted as well. It's like the e-bike sort of planted. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, cutty. Oh my god. That was fun, huh? Alright guys, going down Phil's now. This is probably one of my favourite tracks here. It's a bit rougher, a bit more techy. I'm interested to see how this long bike goes on some of the tight switchbacks. And this is also going to be my last run, just because it's 12 o'clock in the middle of summer, in the middle of a heat wave. So hopefully this video is long enough for you guys. Woo! Definitely going to be a few more videos. Oh, a few more videos coming. Oh yeah, this thing definitely excels on the steeper stuff. I'm thinking of going to Derby in February as well on this same rig, so I'm just still organising it. Nothing confirmed yet, but well, I got the Highline. Still very tight. Yeah, nothing confirmed. But looking forward to that. Oh yeah, pretty good on the tights. Woo! Loose. Whoa, big stick. I am a bit more used to the bigger wheels on the bigger tires on the e-bike though. So this definitely feels. Oh my god, this thing plows. So yeah, definitely feeling a lot more twitchy, which is not a bad thing. But you just gotta get your wheel placement right, otherwise it can go wrong. Woo. Oh, that was sick. All right, let's hit this little jump here. Across. Brah. Yewww. All right. Oh man, I can't wait to take this thing to a bike park, like Boomerang Farm on the Gold Coast, or yeah, Derby, and do some shuttles. It's gonna be sweet. I hate global warming. It's going to be it for this video. This thing feels so dialed though. I cannot wait to take it to a bike park. I can just tell it's going to feel really good hitting jumps and stuff like that, but it goes so well on the rough stuff, especially the steeper stuff. That's where it seems to excel. Stoked on the 200mm dropper post too. That feels so good. It's right down out of the way. I've never had a seat that low but still that high, if that makes sense. Anyway guys, Norco have done a great job with this bike. I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to ride this bike. Same thing with the Merida guys. These aren't my bikes. I'm just kind of demoing them for a few months and doing some videos on them. So don't get confused why I always keep getting new bikes. But yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash thumbs up button. Comment down below what you thought of this bike. And if you want me to review a different bike, if you guys have a bike you want me to review, let me know. Shoot me a message on Instagram or something like that. Yewww stickers are in the description below. Anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed that video. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll see you in the next one. Yewww!